Hi everyone, Ashlyn Giza YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about the Black Angel, the Black Angel Monument that sits in Iowa City in the Oakland Cemetery. So, um, a little bit about that Black Angel. Me and my husband and kids, we were all intrigued by it and the urban legend stories that were told. And so we wanted to see for ourselves what the hype was about. And we heard that if you kiss or touch the angel, you can die or have bad luck. And so people would think, hey, use your common sense. Why would you want to go see an angel after you heard that you could die or have bad luck? Well, I am superstitious, but my husband isn't so much. So we decided to go for fun and a thrill to see what was going on. So we went there, and I have to say that it was a pretty creepy statue. Although she's an angel, it was still creepy because she was a black angel, dark. And she wasn't like all like um, spiritual and like beautiful like an angel would be, like white and or gold and glowing, and like her wings spread up high, to the heavens. Her wings were like turned down, and her head is like down, point looking down, and it was just she's kind of eerie in my opinion. I did get a picture by her. I didn't touch her. I didn't kiss her. I did get a picture by her, and I did find something very creepy when I looked at my picture later that night. I noticed that the a Grim Reaper was standing behind me, and I'm actually going to put that as my thumbnail for this video, and maybe you guys might be able to see it for yourself. Um, but I showed it to my husband and kids, and my husband didn't see it at first, but my kids saw it right away. And I do have a reading group on Facebook, and a lot of the people in my group could see it as well. I made a post of a picture of me standing by the Black Angel, and behind me they could see what I saw, which was the Grim Reaper. And after we went to see the Black Angel, my 1 year old son ended up getting sick. We took him to the ER. They tested him for RSV, COVID, and the flu, and he didn't have any of those. He just had a virus. The next day, my daughter had a stomach ache and wasn't able to go to school. And then I ended up getting a low grade fever of 99.1. I feel okay now. My daughter's okay. My 1 year old son is still sick. So after we went to go see that angel, that happened. And some would say that's a coincidence. But I'm very superstitious. So although I'm a Christian and I do believe in God, I do also know though that there is evil, and that evil's real, and that demons roam this earth. So um, I I do also know that if you're a Christian though, you you know, nothing evil or bad is allowed to touch you. If you're a believer of God, He protects you, and nothing won't let anything really bad happen to you. But it is just kind of weird. How can you explain that? We go to see her, and then all that happens. Um, so I'm gonna get on with the story about the Black Angel. Before I do that, though, I have one more thing to say to you guys. My brother-in-law and my sister, my other brother and my sister-in-law, all went out there. And I think they had a couple other people with them. I'm not sure because I wasn't there, but this is what they told me. They all went out there because they heard the same stuff as us, that there's an urban legend on this black angel. And so they went out there, and right after they went out there, the very next within the couple next week or two, they were all having bad luck. I believe they were all getting sick, just like what's happening with me and my kids. And as far as I'm concerned, I think they did say one of them said something about their car, that they were having car issues. So stuff was going bad for them too. So I mean, that's a very weird coincidence if the urban legends aren't true. So, if you want to have a thrill and you want to test the your fate, go out there and go see for yourself. So, I'm going to read some stuff that I found from the web about the Black Angel. Uh, so, the Black Angel in Iowa City is an Oakland cemetery. She's not right in the front of the cemetery when you drive in. You have to drive in a little ways to see her. But when you go in further deep into the cemetery, you'll know right where she stands because she's really tall and she's like the only black angel in there. So, and she's kind of in the center of the cemetery. And there is a street light that's over her too if you go at night, so it'll be shining down on her. So like I said, anyone that kisses or touches her is supposed to die or have bad luck. She's an 8-foot statue, so she's pretty tall. Legends say if you fail to respect the grave or touch or kiss her, you will die or have bad luck. The Dark Angel was commissioned by Teresa and was a symbol of the sadness that she experienced in her life for the loss of her son and her late husband. Her son died of meningitis at the age of 18. The statue was gold at one point, and it was in November 1912 when Teresa died. Or no, sorry. The statue was at one point gold, and it was put there in 1912. When Teresa died in 1924, ashes were brought to the grave. But the weird thing about her death date is the death date is not on the grave. It says when she was alive, but it doesn't say when she died. But when Teresa died, her ashes were brought to the grave. According to urban legend, this is where a lot of the scary and eerie things started happening. So it's said that the storm on the following night of Teresa's death, the angel statue was struck by lightning, and that's one of the things that people say is the reason why it's black. But a few years after she passed, the once golden angel turned black, starting with her eyes, and then it slowly crept all the way down. But there's a lot of stuff that people say that changed the color of the statue. Like I just said, the storm striking her. Some say she was secretly a witch and was changing the color as the curse began taking over. Some say that there was a promise that Teresa made to her husband that she would stay faithful even after death, and she supposedly failed to keep that promise, and a curse was casted on the angel after that. Some other people say it gets packed, or some other people say that the angel turned black from the storm. Sorry, I read that already. So the cemetery gets kind of packed during Halloween because a lot of people like to go there on Halloween and be around the angel and test their luck. So here's some stories about what supposedly has happened when someone has touched or kissed the angel. One story was a woman who visited the angel on a full moon and she touched her feet, the angel's feet, and 6 months later she dropped dead. Some say Teresa killed her son, but I don't think that's the deal. But he what happened was he died of meningitis, but some people are saying that she actually is the one that killed her son. So meningitis is the inflammation of a spinal cord membranes, typically caused by infection, caused by a viral infection, but can be bacterial or fungal. Vaccines can prevent some forms of meningitis, so and antibiotics can help. So see, back then though, they didn't have the stuff that we have today to help with that, with meningitis. So that's probably why he died. But so Teresa moved to Iowa City with her son Eddie in the late 1800s. She worked as a midwife. In 1891, Eddie contracted meningitis and died, and his body was brought to Oakland Cemetery, and a monument of the tree stump was marked for his grave. The tree stump resembled life cut short. So then Teresa moved to Oregon, where and her where she met her husband, and met and married her second husband, Felder Felderfer. I'm not sure how you say their last name. I'm really sorry, but I'm trying to pronounce it as best as I can. Felderfer. But he passed away not too long after they were together. After he passed, she moved back to Iowa City from Oregon and um, commissioned the 8 feet tall bronze angel that was made by Mario Corbel. When Teresa died in 1924, this is when her ashes were put there to join her family. But oddly, her death date, like I was saying before, isn't there. And it could be obviously because it rubbed off because it's such an old grave. But it's just the thing that makes it odd is you can see her husband's, like, all the other writing that's on the grave and on her son's tree stump is still there. So it's weird that hers isn't. But so others say that there was a suspicious man that visited the grave with a bunch of his friends and boasted about how he didn't believe any of the rumors or the legends. And so they dared him to touch the statue, and when he did, he died right on spot with a massive heart attack. It's also been said that pregnant women that have miscarried after walking underneath the angel's wings. And that's, the rumor could have been spreaded about people miscarrying their babies because she was a midwife. So that's kind of how that could have twisted into that rumor. But that's supposedly what happens to you if you're pregnant. I wouldn't go there. I mean, if that was me, because I'm a very superstitious person, I wouldn't be going there when I'm pregnant. And that is a kind of a harsh urban legend and rumor, because people who have lost a baby, like me, I've lost 3 babies. It's a very hard thing to hear people making a rumor about or joking about or talking about, but that's what people say. So there's lots of paranormal investigators that have been said to visit the cemetery with hopes of catching some activity, and they did catch some ghostly voices and strange light abnormalities, around the angel. So the statue dates back to the early 20th century and stands over the cemetery like a guardian angel watching over the graves of Teresa and her family and the whole cemetery. So this is what I was going to say to you guys. I've lost a lot of people in my life. I've lost my dad. I've lost my friends, my best friend. I've lost all my grandparents and just a lot of loved ones. And when I've been to different grave sites, I've never seen a monument and that's made like that one. I've seen huge headstones and that are stand tall and stuff like that, or like a tall pole kind of type monument, but I've never seen an angel that looks like that or anything like that before. And I had to say it's pretty creepy. So okay, back to the web stuff. Let's see. So Sorry. So I can understand the rumor, how the rumors and the urban legends had got started. People also talked about how the discolorment could have occurred due to weather conditions and the sun beaming on her all day long and the age. But it is fun to, get a thrill and like have some fun about the reasons, different reasons why her color could have changed. But it does make you wonder if the urban legends are true or not. So that's why we went and visited, because it's just fun. So here's some more about the Black Angel. In 1839, Iowa was not yet a state. Its territorial capital was located in Burlington. The Iowa Territory was activity that would have eventually become our great state, along with the majority of Minnesota and the Dakotas. Governor Robert Locust desired to have the capital closer to the center of the territory or at least a little further from the bottom of it. So the legislature created Iowa City, 1839. 2 years later, the capital of territory was moved there. As it grew from a tiny um, as it grew from a tiny hamlet into a smaller city, a problem arose and there was no place to put the dead people. So, territorial legislature deeded Oakland Cemetery to the people of Iowa City in 1943. So, the myths on the angel. Here's more of them. Some of them I've already said. Some of them I haven't yet. So I'm just going to read them all, even though I might be repeating. Some myths. Any kissed in front of the Black Angel will have bad luck or pass away. Any girl kissed near in the moonlight will die in 6 months. A virgin is kissed in front of the angel. If a virgin is kissed in front of the angel, I meant to say, the angel will return back to her original color, and the curse that turned it black will be lifted. So when I went there, it was still black, so I guess no virgin has been there to kiss in front of her, according to the legend. Okay, another myth is touching the angel at 12 a.m. on the dot on Halloween night means death within 7 years. Kissing the angel, you will supposedly drop dead. And every passing Halloween that goes by, the angel will turn one shade darker as a reminder of the people she has killed. So that's all the stuff that I got on the Black Angel. Um, I would say go check her out and have fun, but I would also say I would not touch her, kiss her, or any of the myths that I named off that they said not to do, or else I wouldn't do them. Just because I'm superstitious and I do believe that there is things that happen to people that aren't just coincidences, and I believe that we are in a spiritual battle in this world that we live in, my friend. So I wouldn't do any of that stuff, but my husband did, and now we're all not really feeling that great. So I would just, if you want to go have fun, have fun. If you want to test your luck, there's the place to do it. So there's a little bit of information that I found out and learned on the web, and also some stuff that I learned from personal experience going there. But like I said, I took some pictures of the cemetery, and the picture I took standing next to the Black Angel, there's the Grim Reaper standing in the trees behind me. I'm gonna put that on my thumbnail. There's also other pictures I took of the cemetery all around, and when me and my husband and were looking back at the pictures, I saw little faces everywhere. So I don't know, that's just me. That's what I saw. This is stuff that I heard on the web that I wrote down. or read on the web that I wrote down and read to you guys. So have fun with it, but also respect the grave. I have also read that there is security there that watches it very closely just because of all the rumors and urban legends and legends and stuff like that that are going around Iowa and going around the world about this Black Angel. So respect it, because even though there's things that are said about it, it is somebody's gravesite. And, if that was my family, my dad, my best friend, my grandparents, everyone I said that passed away, my brother, everyone, I would be very upset if people were, not only talking about it the way we all are talking about this Black Angel monument, but I would also be upset if someone was like, you know, writing on it like people are doing and vandalizing it like people are doing, because I've also heard that that's what people are doing in Iowa City, that they're vandalizing this angel monument. And when I went there, some of her fingers were cut off. So someone's even went there and cut some of her fingers off. And all just because of the stuff that's being talked about. So, if you go with respect. Don't vandalize it and don't be ruining it, because after all, it is somebody's gravesite. So evil or not, it's somebody's gravesite. But anyways, I will be on with another life topic. Thank you for tuning in.